In today's video, we're going to be reacting to Clix Troll to Millionaire, The Rise of Lacy. Now, this video is made by Timmy FNBR, who makes some amazing Fortnite documentaries. I will leave a link to his channel in my description below, and let's get into the video.
From being a Fortnite
Lacy.
troll.
Let's see if this kid joins. Let's see if this kid joins.
What's good?
Yo, are you being dead right now, Lacy?
To live streaming to thousands of viewers.
Do you smell that? No. Somebody smell like shit!
To joining FaZe Clan.
Yo! Got the new $15 million LA FaZe house.
And dealing with girl troubles along the way.
I'm not the type of person to do this. I'm not the type of person to crash out, okay? I'm really not. But as soon as you lie on my name, that's when I physically, as a man, have to stand on business.
This is the entire story of Lacy. Nick Lacy Fosco was born on February 18th of 2003. He grew up in Pennsylvania in a small town called Erie.
I mean, I'm from
LA.
Pennsylvania,
It's insane.
like a super small town called Erie. Probably like 30,000 people. Everybody knows each
So
other.
like one gas station, one Taco Bell, and that's all you.
Oh, I think there's 2 Taco Bells.
And if you're like me and Lacy and grew up in a small town, there isn't much else to do other than play video games. However, Lacy's parents wouldn't let him play many video games, and definitely not any violent ones.
I grew up watching like Spider-Man and Disney XD.
So you didn't watch any content creators growing up?
No. Growing up, I wasn't allowed to watch or play Call of Duty because my parents didn't want me to, at a young age, see like killing, I guess. I'm gonna be honest, my first ever shooter game was Fortnite.
Instead of playing
not bad.
video games, Lacy played a ton of sports.
I didn't really get into video games until I was 17 or 18. I was huge on sports growing up. I played basketball, football.
His favorite sport by far, though, was basketball. He liked basketball so much
basketball's a
that he
good sport.
actually wanted to grow up and become an NBA player himself.
I was above average in basketball for like my grade. Like if I was in 4th grade, I would be playing in the 5th grade, like AAU. All growing up, I wanted to go to the NBA. That was my dream job, but
What age did you realize, man, I don't think this is it?
I remember I just wasn't as good. Like these kids were like, we would go to like Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, like travel to all these big cities where they had these crazy teams, and I would just kind of like, I wasn't as good.
Obviously, as we know, he ended up going down a different path.
Exactly.
And although he's not an NBA player, that's basically everyone's story. They want to do one thing, and then life takes us in another direction. As a
Hey,
kid,
he's
I
one of the
probably would have
biggest
said I wanted
pictures.
to be an astronaut or a president,
I
but
think
now
we all
I'm
said
making
that.
Fortnite YouTube videos. Lacy's childhood seemed to be pretty normal. I guess that's what happened when you aren't allowed to play many video games. He kept playing sports all through high school, but as Lacy got older, he wanted to experiment with new things, and as he got less into sports, he got more into video games that he was now allowed to play, and stumbled upon a game called Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Fortnite Battle Royale released to the public on September 26th of 2017, and people loved it. It's free to play,
Nick, what's the game called? It's called Fortnite. It's free.
it's cross-platform,
It's also on every
Wow.
single platform that imaginable. So, and everyone can play with one another: Xbox, PlayStation, PC. Doesn't matter where you are, you can all play with your friends.
and it was massively addicting.
And just like half of the population, I feel like on Earth, I have now become addicted to Fortnite.
There was honestly never a game that blew up to such a level. So even though Lacy did not normally play PvP games or many video games in general, he decided to pick up Fortnite towards the end of his high school journey and give it a try for himself.
I started playing Fortnite in high school. Everybody was talking about it. It was like the new game. It was going viral. So I started playing it on my Xbox. I didn't even have a PC yet. I was immediately like better than everybody. Like all the kids at school would want to play with me because I had the most wins.
Being that good at
Okay.
Fortnite right off the bat was insane. I'm sure he played with his friends at school and was absolutely dominating them. Unlike
He's a
me,
demon.
who loses
Okay.
pretty much every 1v1 that I'm in. Especially considering the fact that Lacy had never played an FPS game in his life, it was super impressive. Lacy realized that this hobby might be something he wanted to pursue a little bit more, but he didn't know exactly how. With that being said, he decided that he wanted to pursue video games in one way or another, so he asked his parents for a PC for his Christmas gift that year.
I asked for a PC for Christmas.
Good
It
or
was
no?
the December before I started streaming. I got a PC.
Nice.
The year before.
Okay.
And I got a PC and I started playing Fortnite on keyboard. I switched from controller to keyboard and mouse. And I started like playing like tournaments, like cash cups and stuff.
After getting his PC and enjoying the game even more, Lacy decided that he wanted to share his gameplay with his friends and beyond. So he decided to stream, and on February 22nd of 2020, he would start his Twitch account.
I started streaming a little bit, just like gameplay or trolling, just stuff like that, and that was more fun for me, and I felt like I was better at that, just like entertaining, even though I had like 3 or 4 viewers.
And he's not just saying 3 or 4 viewers to be humble. I mean, he was really streaming to barely anybody at all. He only had 3 or 4 viewers, but was still grinding.
That's all you
and
need.
It was pretty clear that Lacy was just streaming to have fun and play the game. He wasn't doing it for clout or to make a career. I mean, like I said before, he had barely started playing video games, and I think he just wanted to share that excitement that he was finding with other people. Even though he was not entirely serious about the whole streaming thing yet, Lacy's little brother was very supportive of his newfound hobby, which encouraged Lacy to look at it as an option for a career moving forward.
That's
my
cool.
little brother was like, he's been my biggest supporter since day one. Like, you gotta keep streaming, you gotta keep doing it. I remember walking into his room one time while I was streaming, and he had my mom's laptop on the desk. He had my mom and dad's phone on the desk.
Absolutely.
He had his phone, his computer, all tabbed into my stream, so I had like 6 viewers.
So we're view botting.
I guess that's, I mean, I guess at the time, yeah.
Despite Lacy's little brother's efforts, however, he never really blew up on Twitch. And that was even during the pandemic, where views across all platforms were massively boosted. Lacy just wasn't getting the views. And his only consistent viewer was his own brother. However, outside the occasional Twitch stream, Lacy was a pretty normal kid still at this point, which means the pandemic hugely affected his experience of high school. He lost both his junior and senior years of high school, which was obviously a huge deal for him.
What year did you graduate?
2021.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
You guys graduated online?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, did you have to have like your like high school diploma like in
No,
virtual?
No, my
we did,
graduation
yeah.
was in person.
We did it in person, but
Yeah.
it was like, I didn't have junior or senior year.
But
That's
lockdowns weren't
crazy.
all bad. I mean, they actually got students like Lacy out of major tests that he did not want to do or spend time worrying about.
COVID actually did help me because I didn't have to take an SAT. I got accepted into basically every college I applied to.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Oh, I never knew that.
Nobody had to have that. You didn't have to have SAT scores that year.
Once Lacy graduated, he actually did try and go to college, and on top of that, he had 2 different part-time jobs that he was working.
I was working 2 jobs.
Where were you working?
I worked at Panera and Walmart. Dishwasher at Panera, and they treated me like I had autism or something. Like no, I'm so serious. I like asked so many times if I could go to the front of the line and do the sandwiches, and they're like, "Oh, we don't know if you're ready for that." As if making a sandwich is such a hard job. I was a dishwasher at Panera, and I was the self-checkout person at Walmart.
Lacy was so busy with work and with school that he barely had any time to stream anymore. But he was still playing some Fortnite with the little bit of free time that he had, and also watching one of his favorite streamers, Clix. At this point, Lacy found one of his main passions, which was his passion for trolling.
Trolling chapter 3.
$5 TTS on, so if you donate $5, it plays your message on the screen. And for some reason, I was really good at like timing things. So if he died in a game, or if I saw he was about to die, I would have it up on my second monitor, type in my message and send it and time it. So right when he died, it would be like, damn, no way you just died to that guy and your girl's getting a train ran on it right now. Just stuff like, stupid stuff like that. And at the time when you die in a game, like, you're already annoyed, and then you hear that in your ear right after, and he would get so mad, and I would like get high off of it. And then it got to a point where like every time I would donate, his chat would just spam like W Lacy.
Now that Clix's chat was supporting Lacy's troll donations, he started to make the donations even more frequent to the stream. And he didn't just spend a couple dollars here and there like most people would. He dropped almost $1,000 trolling Clix on stream. Pure dedication to the joke. You gotta respect it.
Oh my
This went on
gosh.
for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, me just troll donating $5. I probably spent like $800, $900. And at the time, that was a lot to me because I was making $400 a month working at Panera.
Although that $1,000 was a ton of money, and what some of us would probably call a not-so-smart decision with money, actually might have been the most important $1,000 Lacy would ever spend. Because what we didn't see at the time was that Lacy's trolling of Clix would completely change his life forever. It all started when Clix called Lacy live on stream for the very first time.
Let's see if this kid joins.
What's good?
Yo, Lacy,
Oh my
bro.
gosh.
You.
Yo, are you being dead right now, Lacy?
You.
Wait, how old are you, bro?
Yeah, I'm 19. Scamming piece of shit.
How the f am I scamming piece of motherfucker?
So scamming piece of shit.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, that went on for about 15 minutes straight. So with that, clips of this confrontation went completely viral all over TikTok. It sent a ton of people to Lacy's Twitch and his Twitter,
Hell yeah,
and
dude.
people wanted to know who the guy behind all the trolling was. And it just so turns out that that guy, Lacy, was also pretty funny on his own.
The Rise of Lacy, Chapter 4.
I was wondering, with 3 of them, huh? 3 guys? Wow. I was wondering if, after, maybe you could come over and we could fuck.
After these videos went viral,
Oh my
Lacy's
gosh.
streams immediately jumped up from 3 or 4 viewers just a year ago to now 80 average viewers.
That's insane.
And although Lacy had never thought about being a content creator until now, he knew that he had to capitalize on this seemingly 5 minutes of fame and try and turn it into something if he could at all. So
Yeah.
he started to post funny clips on TikTok, and those two would start to go viral. Slowly, Lacy started to build more and more of a community around his streams. But then he realized something. All of his viewers would disappear
Big
right
idea.
when Clix went live. But
Oh,
instead
yeah.
of being butthurt about it, he did what the smart business move was and changed the time that he was streaming.
And then it got to a point after a couple weeks I was averaging like 250 viewers. But the issue was every time Clix would go live, I dropped like 20. I noticed the trend, like, oh, I have 200 here. Clix goes live, I dropped to 30 viewers. Because of that, he would always go live at 4 o'clock.
So you planned your streams around when he
So I
wouldn't
would
be live?
plan my streams to go live early in the morning at like 9, 10 a.m. and then stream till 3:45 right when he would go live and I would end.
This was a really good strategy for Lacy. Not only did it mean that he wasn't competing with Clix's viewers, but it also meant that his viewers were able to stay for the entirety of the stream, and it also opened him up to a new audience. Not a ton of people get up early to stream Fortnite at 9 a.m., so that was basically the perfect time to stream because he had the best chance of getting exposure. And obviously, this worked out for Lacy on a massive scale because he went from averaging 80 to 100 viewers all the way to 500 viewers a few months
He's
later.
way up there
And
now.
speaking of viewers, I'm so thankful for all the viewership here on my channel, but I do want to remind you that of all the viewers we have, only a small percentage of you are subscribed, so make sure to hit that subscribe button if you enjoy my content. Anyways, back to the video. But there was
Back to the
still
video.
one big problem that was holding back Lacy from being successful, and that was his college. That's right, he had been doing all of this while working his jobs and pursuing his
What?
education in college.
There
No
was
way.
3 months I didn't go to a single class.
No way.
My parents thought I was still going. My roommates, I was telling them like, yo, you have to hide this from them, please. Like, I'm trying to like make sure my parents don't know that I'm skipping class. Because my parents were super, like, my dad's very old school. He doesn't even know how to like work a phone sometimes. So he didn't understand video games or streaming or any of it.
gosh.
So for him, it was just school, college, job.
Yep.
That's how it was for him.
Telling your parents, especially
No
older
way I could tell
parents,
my
that you're
parents.
going to drop out of college and become a famous Fortnite player is probably not an easy conversation to have. And especially when you have a strict family like Lacy did, who didn't even want him playing video games as a kid. However, Lacy was smart. He came up with a plan and showed his dad exactly how much he had been making the last couple of weeks. And
Nice.
that happened to be $30,000. Literally more money
Oh
than
my
some people
gosh.
make in entire years.
I
Facts.
went home after Thanksgiving break and I sat my parents down. I was like, I want to move to Dallas. I want to take a year off college. You need to trust me. Like, I can do this. I don't even have a face cam yet. And I was pulling 800 viewers at the time.
That's incredible.
I was like, I have 800 viewers, just me talking and playing a game. And my dad, he was like, I don't know. So I showed him, look, I made $30,000 in the past 2 weeks.
Jesus.
And he saw the money. And his initial word he said, I remember it, he said, how do I know that's real? It's not even in a bank account.
No way.
It was just on the Twitch dashboard. So I showed him when it got to the bank account. And then ever since then, he's been like my biggest supporter. Like,
Yeah,
No
that's
way.
awesome.
That's
So
crazy.
with his dad's newfound support, Lacy dropped out of college and decided to go full-time with streaming. Although this is an incredibly risky play, if
It
we
really
look
is.
back at Lacy's career and life up to this point, it looks like it was full of risky or even crazy seeming ideas that we all didn't understand at the time, but clearly Lacy has had a plan and it's working. And to even further that plan, in April of 2023, Lacy decided to move down to Texas and live with Clix himself, and this was a massive step forward in his
I remember
career.
this time
Clix
too.
even helped Lacy start his journey off by paying his rent for him, which was super nice of Clix to do, and clearly has worked out really well for Lacy.
Chapter 5,
He
friendship.
moved. He moved. Okay.
And after moving down south, Lacy also became a constant person appearing in Clix's videos and streams.
So I met Lacy last night. Look at this little. No. Lacy, get up. No, listen to me right now. Listen to me right now. Get on your hands and knees right now and call me daddy. Call me daddy right now. Moan louder. Say daddy. Say I was made by Clix.
Yo, you're actually weird, dude.
I was made by Clix.
Yes? Now turn around. Turn around like a good little boy. Bend over. He always said he was gonna roll me in person, bro.
Yeah, a lot of their content was crazy and weird, but people loved it. And honestly, just Lacy moving to Texas started a whole new wave of IRL content for Clix. I know there are some people out there that will say that Lacy is made by Clix, and the haters can say whatever they want. In my personal opinion, Lacy has done just as much for Clix as he has done for Lacy,
I think it's
he
like a
helped him get better
50-50.
at content and helped him find a
But you
true
like
friend,
need
which
that
is something
one
we could all
person to
use.
kind of like pull you in.
No, actually, all right. Actually, all right. Can we make one deal, please? No, please, make one deal. Please don't do that much clip on it, please. Stop, please. Don't do this.
Do you guys smell that?
Stop. Chat, I told him in the car. All right, actually, no, please, don't do that. No, it says so corny. Stop, don't yell. Please.
Somebody smells like.
He gets 30% of the house no matter what. Dude.
Oh my god.
Lacy, stop.
What is that?
Oh my god.
What was that?
Oh my god. Lacy, why are we sitting in it?
Is that shit?
Oh my god.
I'm just so ugly. Nah, we're so ugly, Clix.
Oh god, cringe. So cringe. It's so cringe.
Look at him. Don't go throw the burger in.
Oh my.
Oh wait. What is that?
It's fire starter. Yeah, of course you think it's a burger.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Yo, you got it on you?
You wanna rob him?
Although Lacy continued to stream and make IRL content with Clix, he really started to branch
Oh,
out and
God.
grow his own personal brand as well. Now that he was full-time in content, he had more time and just kept getting bigger and bigger. At the start of 2023, Lacy only had 3,000 followers on Twitch.
Oh, he's like
and by
in the
the end of
millions.
2023, he had almost multiplied this by 100, as he had
He's literally at like 1 million
250,000
now.
Twitch followers. But Lacy wasn't just getting attention from Fortnite kids like you might think. You see, his TikTok audience, which was massive, started to bring an influx of non-Fortnite people into his streams. And because of this, Lacy started to move his content further and further away from Fortnite. And let's be honest, it's not like he was a pro anyway, so
Yeah, true.
he probably had more fun doing other things like IRL content, reactions, funny stuff, and collaborations. And anyways, that's gonna blow you up way more than just Fortnite, because you can have a way wider audience. Around this time,
He's working.
in March or April
He's
of
hustling, he's
2024, a very popular organization called FaZe Clan was going through huge changes.
FaZe up, baby. Final
FaZe
chapter.
has been involved
FaZe
in
up,
Fortnite
baby.
before, as many of my regular viewers will know, signing massive pros like Bizzle, Mega, Dubs, Scented, Tfue, and so many more players throughout the history of Fortnite. That being said, after buying back FaZe Clan and reclaiming it for what it once was, FaZe Banks decided that it was time to make FaZe about what it used to be. And that was just having fun. So they were on the search for content creators, and in April of 2024, Banks and his team decided that the perfect fit between gaming and content was Lacy.
Hey guys, just got back from the gym. I did 100 bench. Unknown. Who is unknown? I want you on top of me right now, kissing my neck.
Lacy!
Banks?
Phase the up. Let me in the crib.
Lacy,
God.
what's good,
bro?
baby?
How you been?
What is this?
It's been rough out here, bro.
Let's lock in, baby.
I'm ready, bro. Hey, what's my line again?
Cut. Come
Hey,
on,
bro,
Lacy.
No,
My God, bro.
Your haircut sucks.
Get back, bro.
Haircut sucks.
He even got to move into the new FaZe house worth $15
He
million.
moved up for real. Like, it's insane.
Yo! Lacy and Stable Nation! Yeah!
We got the new $15 million LA FaZe house.
Since joining FaZe, Lacy has done what he does best. Clip farming as much as possible,
people laugh.
making viral TikToks, and streaming
It's
super
insane how much he
consistently
grinded.
in the most funny way he can. Lacy has now only been a part of FaZe since May 1st, 2024, which at the time of this video was just 4 months ago, and he moved into the FaZe house in that June, so he's only had a few months to really get used to living and creating content inside of an org. But it's clear that his content is going to thrive in this setting,
Oh, yeah.
because making content with
He
the
is
brand new
thriving.
FaZe boys and grinding every single days with his homie Ronaldo and others is probably a dream come true for a guy like Lacy. It'll be really interesting to see where Lacy goes from here. Hopefully he's able to keep up his fun-loving persona as long as he can and only keep growing his viewership. I, for one,
Poor
can't
Sketch.
wait to see the heights that Lacy takes his content to, and it's going to be crazy to see where he is in a year from now. But until then, watch this video right here, and if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video. Peace!
Thank you so much for watching the video. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. And if there's a video you want to see, let me know down in the comments below. Peace.